If there's one thing I cannot stand about YouTube, it's the holier-than-thou assholes that like to constantly grandstand and preach about how they are morally superior than you. Today we are dealing with one of those dicks. Say hello to Galaxyisok. She is a mediocre at best commentator that is obnoxiously holier than thou. She made a video about why lolicon is utterly disgusting and disagreeing with her makes you a horrible person and blah blah blah. For those that don't know what a lolicon is, it's basically someone who feels sexual attraction to specifically fictional depictions of characters whose body proportions closely resemble that of a child regardless of the canonical assigned age. While I believe that lolicon is kinda cringe, I don't think it's bad on a moral or legal basis, and think that the hate aimed at lolis is fucking retarded.
Now keep in mind, everything I say in this video is my opinion, and I'm not going to be speaking on legality because A, I'm not a lawyer, B, I don't have the time to write like a college-length research paper on this, and C, I don't need to be one to prove that loli is gross on a moral standpoint.
Oh man, I wanted to see you spurg and attempt to argue why loli should be illegal because you don't like it. That would have been funny as fuck. Also, I love how you pull the "it's only my opinion" card when you shame others for liking and defending lolicon. I'm not gonna respect your opinion if you're not gonna do the same for the opposing side.
Nothing, not even that lolly on the other page, is sexier than math.
I'm sorry, parental guidance. For the longest time I thought you were one of the most painfully unfunny things to grace this planet. I despised you for years upon years. But now I realize, you're not one of the worst. You're fucking historical compared to this bitch. This bitch's video is almost as bad as the movie Sing, and that's saying something because I fucking hate that movie.
But obviously not every drawing of an anime child is done with malintent, and not all content that features characters that could be classified as lolis or shotas or whatever are lewd in nature. But a lot of people are really fucking weird when it comes to this kind of thing. There are people who think that this is okay and that they will defend it to their very last breath and will go out of their way to harass people who think, hey, maybe this kind of stuff isn't great.
I'd like to see some evidence for this, especially considering that nowadays people think that a disagreement is hate. Also, from what I've seen, it's the lolis getting harassed by the public over fiction of all things.
For example, one of the Twitter accounts I follow, Awesome Nintendo Facts, has just been spammed with this kind of stuff, and it's kind of sad that these people feel so free to just spew their degeneracy everywhere and white knight to hell and back for it.
That honestly just sounds like trolling. Again, screenshots. Also, the mindset of you're a horrible person for defending lolis is fucking laughable, because you personally don't like loli doesn't mean you gotta moralize the people who do like lolis, and you expect me to respect your opinion?
I swear, we need to bring bullying back. We've gotten too lenient. We gotta start cyberbullying some of these bitches again.
I agree. We need to bully the anti-lolis, moralizing, demonizing, and harassing lolis. They are sad and pathetic for harassing people over fiction.
A lot of people like to regurgitate the same arguments they use to try and justify their weird fixation with anime kids, so I like to compile some of those arguments I see a lot and respond to them here. First one being, oh, it's just an image. An image of what? A child. And then they usually respond with, not a real child, but to that I say, just because the inappropriate depiction of the child you seem to enjoy so much isn't of a real-life child, that doesn't mean being attracted to the body of a 6-year-old is any less weird and degenerate. I don't care if she's an immortal 200,000-year-old demon monster girl. If she looks like she doesn't know how to do basic math, I really don't think you should be attracted to her.
Is it weird? Yeah. Is it gross and degenerate? Hell no. There is nothing wrong with being attracted to a loli on a moral or legal level, because you are not endangering a real child. You're just attracted to an animated character. I understand mocking these people for being weird, but you're looking at this on a moral level, and on a moral level it's like, who cares? It does not hurt anybody. Lolis are not pedophiles. The only way for loli to be gross and degenerate is to either show a real minor or to have a minor either create or help create it. If you're not doing that, then you're not a degenerate or a pedophile. Also, I guess I'm a pedophile, because my 21-year-old spouse looks like a teenager because of delayed puberty.
And anyways, the next point of this being a similar argument of it's just fictional, it's not like it's hurting anybody. Ignoring the fact that so many people are extremely comfortable and disgusted with the images of children being sexualized, and not to mention, you know, people who have actually survived CSA having to see grown-ass people raving about how hot this image of a child is. Like, genuinely, what the fuck, man?
Just because it hurts your little feelings and makes you uncomfortable doesn't mean it hurts people physically. When we say it doesn't hurt anybody, we're not talking about your feelings. Lolis shouldn't be responsible for the feelings of snowflakes like you. We're not talking about something that's serious like pedophilia, we're talking about fucking drawings that get your panties in a twist.
Another thing that's semi-common to see is people writing and compiling like literal fucking essays and like these huge ass arguments as to why loli isn't technically legal or how it's legal in some areas or whatever the hell they're dribbling on about. I don't need the law to tell me that oogling over anime girls that literally look like they're in elementary school is weird and gross.
You do realize that those essays are made because of people saying that loli is illegal and pedo shit? They're showing that the law disagrees with that statement and the law has more credibility than some random retarded snowflake online. And people like you are what gives the viewers the idea of loli being pedophilia and illegal, as you are heavily implying intentionally or not that it is as such. By calling it gross and degenerate in the context of the video, you are implying that lolicon is nasty pedo shit.
First one being, oh, it's just an image. An image of what? A child. And then they usually respond with, not a real child. But to that I say, just because the inappropriate depiction of the child you seem to enjoy so much isn't of a real-life child, that doesn't mean being attracted to the body of a 6-year-old is any less weird and degenerate.
Leading into the next argument I commonly see being, oh, I don't do this stuff in real life. It's like if you wanted to ban movies and video games for being violent and having guns in it. You see, depicting dark topics in media all depends on the tone of what's being portrayed. For example, someone is being depicted being put through violence regularly and ending up with a lot of issues and trauma because of it. That is not the same thing as someone drawing a pretty much literal child and being like, haha, wow, isn't this so attractive? Context matters, people. You can cover dark topics all you want as long as you don't romanticize it or portray it in a positive light.
Galaxyisok says fuck the Looney Tunes, because it literally has its characters kill themselves for comedy. Seriously, what the fuck kind of logic is that? Also, you can say the same about lolicon. Within your logic, wouldn't lolicon be a good thing if it was used for a conflict? For example, in a slice of life, a retard showing his cock to a 40-year-old man and getting fucked over because of it. Like, as long as it's not viewed in a positive way by the work, would it be okay? Or does lolicon not get that pass? With that logic, I guess we should cancel Total Drama for having scenes of the teenage contestants being nude. Just ignore the fact that those scenes were created to cause drama amongst the contestants. I don't make the rules, sorry. If lolicon can only be shown off for sexual reasons, then I guess violence can only be shown because of torture porn reasons. You see how retarded that sounds? It's either both can get that pass or none can get that pass. Pick one.
Lastly, the argument of, there are real world cases of this crime happening, so why are you focused on drawing? You know, the human brain can actually focus on more than one thing, believe it or not. Maybe it's not the same for you, but most of us can actually multitask. It's pretty easy to care and get upset about two issues that are rather similar in nature. It's not all or nothing. I can devote my energy to caring about the well-being of real children as much as I can be disgusted about depictions of fictional children being shown in a, lewd manner.
You'd have a point if loli was actually bad on a moral level. The worst a loli can do on a moral standpoint is hurt your feelings and make you uncomfortable. The reason that point is made is because of holier-than-thou dicks freaking out over drawings that don't affect anybody. The people saying that lolicon is pedophilia is downplaying actual pedophiles that prey on actual children. The only way for lolicon to be pedophilia is to show it to a minor or have a minor create it. Other than that, it's not pedophilia. It'll be understandable to question whether these people give a shit about actual children or not. These people moralizing lolis could either be hypersensitive or just wanna demonize loli because these people don't like it.
Hello everyone, I am Eric's girlfriend and I just want to add on something. So I got raped in 2014 and used lolicon and Shodakin to cope with a rape. I know others that are sexual assault victims who are into loli. From my experience, loli is a good coping mechanism and it's harmless. To see people harass others for harmless drawings fucking pisses me off. You don't care about sexual assault victims, you just want to use us to virtue signal and harass. Fuck you.
Unsurprisingly, I mostly see people like this roaming around on Twitter because everyone knows that Twitter is like the new home for degenerates nowadays, with their account names being shit like LollyLover1080 or Lolicon Daily or shit like that. And sometimes I just see entire accounts dedicated to posting only this degenerate stuff, and I kinda have to ask just why? Why are these people so comfortable with acting like this publicly?
There's your goddamn answer. I'm fucking tired. This video wouldn't be so bad if it weren't for the holier-than-thou approach to this. In a debated subject, the last thing you should aim for is a holier-than-thou approach, as all it's gonna do is make you obnoxious at best and fucking retarded at worst. The whole "you're a terrible person for disagreeing" is really cringe, and makes it appear that you just wanna be an ass and grandstand, and that is the worst vibe you can give off. Sure, the people that already agree will like your video, but you make the people who disagree not wanna at least listen and agree to disagree. I'd be totally willing to agree to disagree despite your arguments not being great if you drop the holier-than-thou act. Oh, and the arguments? Your arguments work more on emotions than logic. None of them can prove that on an objective level that loli is bad on a moral level. Your arguments could be summed up as it makes me uncomfortable, so it should make you uncomfortable as well. And that's what I hate about the internet nowadays. It seems like everybody nowadays would rather use emotions than logic, and usually it's just to bitch at you. They don't argue for the discussion, or to try and understand or try to help someone they believe to be wrong understand them in a rational way. They just want to bitch at you and moralize you while having their fans cheer them on. And I'd understand if we're talking about someone defending a confirmed pedophile like ETP445, but we're not. We're talking about drawings that make you poop your pants and cry. But I guess that's how you get big in the commentary community nowadays. Be holier than thou and have the popular opinion, and people will for sure like you. That kinda makes me sad in a way. YouTube used to be a place to express yourself, but now if these assholes don't like you, you're gonna get spammed with harassment. If you can name me a commentator that is not holier than thou, unnecessarily emotional, and doesn't always flock to the most popular and politically correct opinion, who hasn't had people attempt to cancel, you'll get a free cookie. Having weak arguments is one thing, being holier than thou is another, but combine the two together and I can't stand you. But worst of all, you're somehow more unfunny than parental guidance. How the flying fuck do you do that? Every laugh I got was unintentional. Normally I wouldn't say this, but thank fucking God you're taking a long break from the internet. Not only is it just good for you, but maybe you'll realize that your approach to video making isn't great, and you'll at least try to be more rational in your videos. But if you can't,
if I had a gun, I'd shoot myself.
Oh my fucking god, so problematic.